if someone says, oh, you can't put a match in a gas can, well, there's a good reason. Because if you do, that gas can's going to catch on fire, right? Yeah. But if they say you can't smoke a cigarette around an open gas can, I'm going to question that.
Yeah.
Because one is an open flame, the other is an amber. I mean, when I was a kid, dude, I pumped gas, to make money, in high school. I had a fucking butt hanging out of my mouth while I'm pumping gas into these cars. Mm-hmm. I never fucking blew up. Right. But sure as shit, if I was playing with gas, I mean, I could put cigarette butts out in it. But as soon as I lit a flame, that gas was gone. Right. So you have to ask the right questions. You have to make sure that you're truly understanding what they're saying you can't do. Because there are times that you will get yourself in trouble if you don't listen to that piece and then you do it. You're kind of wasting your time.
And what I like here is Roller City saying they're more like guidelines anyway.
All right. I had this conversation with a gentleman today about the difference between academics or academia and the public. Like in academia, there are a lot of understoods, right?
Yeah.
So you have to look at it like a gradient. Like there are suggestions, there are rules, and there are guidelines.
Yeah.
Right? So what is the definition between a guideline and a rule, or a guideline and a suggestion? And that's kind of where you should wrap your head around that when you're asking the question of, can I put a cigarette butt out in a gasoline? Mm-hmm. Right? Is this a rule? Like, I know it's gonna fucking blow up because everyone before me has tried this, has blown themselves up, or is this a suggestion or a guideline? Like, hey, you probably shouldn't play with fire around gas cans, which includes embers, because we know cigarette butts can start forest fires. That ember can ignite, and that's important to understand. Like, say I had a gas can in my trunk in the middle of summer, and I opened that gas can up with a cigarette butt in my mouth, and that gas had been under pressure and vaporized and filled my trunk, and I took a drag of that fucking cigarette as the trunk lid blew open, and that vaporized gasoline hit that ember, because the ember is now sparking, right? Because as you draw on it, you get that little crackle, snap, pop.
Yeah.
Boom. And a buddy of mine had that happen to him. And he came back to me. He had no eyebrows. His hair was burned back an inch or so on his scalp. His nose hairs were gone. He was a mess, right? He took a lot of
no doubt.
Yeah, he took a lot of flack the next Monday on school. But he came to me. He was like, "You motherfucker. You told me you were smoking fucking cigarettes when you pump gas." And I'm like, "Yeah, I was, but I didn't create a fucking vaporized fucking car bomb, dude. When you left that gas can in your trunk in the middle of summer, what do you think fucking happened, right? What, didn't your nose tell you, like, as soon as you open the trunk, like, whoa, that's pretty powerful? And what the fuck were you doing drawing on it, right? I mean, I don't sit there at the fucking gas tank going, stoking on my fucking cigarette. I just have it hanging out of my mouth while I'm pumping. Yeah. Right? The big difference there. So there's a difference between, a suggestion and a guideline. Common sense needs to be a part of that equation.
That's what's lacking in most people, unfortunately.
Right?